My Gavanen Melonin, and well met indeed. I am Arachir Galadirthan, the head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer. Welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as the realm of Lothlórien. Now, many of you will instantly be looking at the screen at the moment and thinking, hang on, quite a lot has changed. And to you I would say yes, quite a lot has changed. In the last episode, there were a fair few comments of people suggesting that this is turning into a grind fest against Dol Guldur, and I could not help but find myself agreeing mentally as well. And so what I have actually done, as noted by the turn times, is I have played 22 turns on my own outside of the video. And as you can see, Dol Guldur has been defeated. The Woodland Realm assisted by taking Erun Thollen and Bur Alj, but otherwise I've taken all of their provinces. Now, full disclosure, I did one cheat, which is the general for Dol Guldur that's normally up in the corner here that stops them being able to die to regicide. I moved him back down here so that he could die to regicide, and lo and behold, they lost to regicide sometime after. Ulairon, the great Wraith General, or who was a Wraith General and is now just a runic-style general, he was in Bur Southis and he died there. The last of their Nazgul were in Dor Norhak and died in there. And they had large armies in the north, but the Woodland Realm just absolutely ramped it up and they swept down. But Bur Alj just turned rebel when Dol Guldur fell, and the Woodland Realm took Erun Thollen themselves, and then they went and swept that one up. Also, Dorthalu and what was Varfest both also went rebel when Dol Guldur fell, and I managed to get down and take those. Mordor was very happy to take an alliance with me, incredibly happy to take an alliance with me. I didn't even have to pay them. Not an alliance, sorry, a neutrality. I have no allies, and at the minute only one bloody enemy. That literally happened the one turn ago. But Mordor were very willing to accept a peace treaty. And about 5 turns later, they went to war with Dorwinion. Now, at this time, I'm actually feeling quite vindicated because, as I say, moving that general was the only thing I did. And I haven't cheated to set any of this lot up. So Dorwinion attacking Mordor was perfect. I also had an alliance request from Dorwinion, and then the very next turn, I had an alliance request from Rune. So both of them were very keen to ally with me, now that I'd taken up Dol Guldur's mantle. Other interesting tidbits, Dol Amroth and Gondor stopped fighting, so their war came to an end, and then the next turn, they were allied. The forces of the Ar-Ardanayim have really pushed their hand there. Unfortunately, Khand fell. They were killed by Harad. They again went rebel. Oibamari and Sturletza Khand both were rebel regions when I looked after the announcement that Khand had died. And Harad have just mopped them up and finished them off. Harad and the Easterlings have ceased fire as well. So the Easterlings' enemies now are simply Dorwinion and Mordor. And what it would be in their best interest to make peace with Dorwinion and join up and go against Mordor. But they might make peace with Mordor and go against Dorwinion. I don't know yet. But anyway, Harad are now completely out of the game unless they attack the Easterlings or Mordor, because they're blocked off. And as you know, the AI will not walk through allied lands. It'll only walk through enemy lands. As you will see, Mordor has been doing pretty much non-stop since their declaration of war against Dorwinion. I have boosted the garrison of Harthur, which means Southern Victor. And I've built armories and whatnot here. I've got a militia armory, in fact, trying to boost it, but it doesn't have enough culture to have elves yet. But Kugakilon the Fearless is in there. And he won a few battles against mopping up Dol Guldur and whatnot. We've got 3 generals that did very well. Valpan Berian, who is now our northern protector and resides in Enethower, he came out of it very well. Valpan Berian the Noble. Another general was Rakaridaron. Rakaridaron. What a name. He's now respected owing to his fights against Mirkwood, which is always nice. And then, as I say, the third is Kugakilon down there in the south. Now, another general who joined us when we reached the requirements and is currently about to help us take a Rui was Orofin, Marchwarden of Lorien. I've yet to fight with him, but he has joined us. Oh, and I've just noticed here he can get mercenaries. Yes, please. He's moving up there, as you can see. So, current status, Caras Galathon has been boosted to be quite the productive centre, and it can now train all of our forces. And I've built the most elite army I can train. And Lord Celeborn the Unstoppable is here to lead it, because he's the only one that can lead a full 20-man army. There's a couple of units of Elbreth Sentinels. We've managed to get a Bladesmith guild in here. I was very pleased with that. So they got a melee weapon bonus, and it's got the highest level blacksmith. So we've got a relatively well-equipped army. Now there is a bug that I did not know, and I don't know if this is in the future version, so I'll have to talk to Hummingbird. But Yavanna's Chosen sound like Southrons, not like women. I'm fairly certain Hummingbird did fix that. I seem to recall him saying that he'd seen that and he was going to fix that, so it should be all sorted by the next one. But in this version, I'm afraid, this, which is 2.2, I think, it is 2.2, Yavanna's Chosen sound like Southrons.
How may I serve?
So let's just assume they're mercenaries, I don't know. Other than that, I don't think there's too much to add. Dale are being defeated by the dwarves, who are allied to the Woodland Realm, if memory serves. Dwarves are very well. Oh no, they're allied to Dorwinion and the Misty Mountains, which doesn't bode well. In terms of our plans, then, you join me as I'm about to send Celeborn up to Khazad-dûm and hopefully take them out. Now, we might lose, and this could totally turn on our head. And then my plan was to sweep up and take out the Anduin, but the Misty Mountains have just put a dampener on that. As you can see, they've attacked Erui with a really pathetically small army. But the benefit that we have here is, as you can see, the Misty Mountains are really fragmented. They've got a terrible region distribution. And if we could take Zagkala, we cut out a massive chunk of their southern potential. So I'm not really all that worried that they attack me, and it's not going to be a slog against them, because if I get involved against them, they will swiftly capitulate. Let's not forget that they are at war with Angmar, who have taken Gundabad and are currently knocking on the doors of Goblin Town. So they aren't in the best of places, really. Elsewhere, our Rohan plans are being... I don't really know what to do, because, as you can see, Isengard is swiftly defeating Rohan. And if we were to take Edraikan or Tirith Anduin, I think we will rock into Isengard almost immediately. I don't really want to fight Isengard. But I really wanted to fight Rohan, so I'm a bit disappointed that we may not be able to. I mean, look at that as well. Gondor is attacking Onodrith, of all things, because Gondor is also at war with Rohan. Isengard, I imagine, will go to war with Gondor shortly, so... I don't know there. Unfortunately, Gondor are doing okay, because Mordor can't devote all their attention to them, as you can see. They have no wars going on here. It's unbelievable. Because Mordor is so focused on Dorwinion at the moment, they cannot turn tail and they cannot turn forces onto Gondor. So Gondor is doing all right, but Dol Amroth is falling to the Ardanaim. The true Númenóreans, the Dol Amrothians, are falling to these pretenders from the south. And there's little that we can do about that. In Eriador, I'm not really sure what happened. I know that the Northern Dúnedain are at war with Dunland at the moment. Someone allied to someone. But obviously we don't care about that because we're not going to make it over there. So that's relatively irrelevant to us. Oh yeah, Dunland allied Bree and are at war with the Northern Dúnedain. So there we are. The Woodland Realm are doing reasonably well, and we can always turn our attentions on them. But it may well be that this campaign, to try and avoid fighting Isengard, turns north. So we'll take Khazad-dûm, we will take out the Anduin, we'll mop up a few of these stupid Misty Mountains provinces, and then we'll turn on our brother elves. And if we haven't won the campaign by that point, then there's some stunted folk up here who really could do with some arrows to the face. And all body parts. No prejudice here. We shoot everything. Rune and Dorwinion, as I say, are at war, but Rune haven't fallen. I'm not sure how. Dorwinion have the total upper hand, and they've only recently gone to war with Mordor, so they're just doing really quite poorly. But I think Dorwinion has the upper hand, really, because Eastern Mordor cannot get its troops over to the east very easily, as you'll note with them walking through my land. Once I feel powerful enough, I may jump in and attack Mordor armies passing through, so that we can give Dorwinion a bit of a boost and let them push into Mordor. If they take Enmaharth, that would be incredibly good. I'd be very pleased with that. You'll also note that Amun Lank, I've never really liked the name Amun Lank, so I changed it to Aramon, which literally just means Royal Hill, because this is now our capital, where High Marchwarden Haldir is currently residing, with a massive store of archers. Purely because I just didn't have anything to do with him at that moment. And but we're also making, until I moved this army out of Caryscalathon, goodness gracious. A moment ago, when the army was in Caryscalathon, I was making 10,000 gold coins a turn. Because, I kid you not, Caryscalathon has something like 16 free upkeep slots. And so almost my entire army was free. There's 2 from the huge city. There's 4 from the Mirror of Galadriel. I've got 4 coming from the council hall. That's 10 already. And I'm sure there was something else that gave me free upkeep. Because there was much more than 10 when that army left. I know, maybe it is only 10. It felt like much more than 10. It really did. No, it must have been. It is only 10. Oh, right. Well, that must have Trixie then. Anyway, obviously it chooses the most expensive ones. So 10 of these, each costing around 500. We've just lost 5,000 gold. So I was only making... It was just a couple of turns ago I had a 12,000 gold income. Oh, hold on. Erui's being attacked and it's just lost 1,200 itself. But otherwise, there we are. So, as I say, you join me as we are about to march on Khazad-dûm, which will probably bring Lord Boffa back, but we shall see. So, at the moment, it's an end turn, and we are going to be attacked by those goblin scum. Unfortunately, Erui does not have an armory, so we will not be able to get garrison troops. I didn't build an armory there because I was so busy trying to make it a recruitment town as well. There are 4 current key recruitment centres. Oh, Mordor, you absolute scum buckets. Why would you also go to war with me? I know I was going to gift these regions to somewhere like Harad so that Mordor wouldn't attack me. But they are really good moneymakers and big castles, Dor Norhak and Harthur. And so I just wanted to keep them. That's why I've just put large garrisons in them. And I'm hoping that Mordor's wars with Gondor and Dorwinion means they won't focus on me that much in the grand scheme of things. But we will see. But it's very annoying. I don't know what to... One of the things I was thinking of doing with Mordor was to surrender their regions and just defeat them. And just take them out of the game completely and see how the game then pans out. But that's very frustrating that they've attacked me. And look, it's just all Mordor late game elites. It's just a full army of Uruks. There's nothing for it. We need to shut this crap down. We're going to take the Black Gate. I don't want to fight Mordor, but I will happily just trap Mordor for as long as possible. So if we can...
Yes, my lord.
By the light of Elbereth!
Aru's free. Got its army back. Excellent. Caryscalathon's training those troops. You've got a unit there that I could probably take.
Follow me.
Right, Celeborn. You go and do what must be done in the north here. Oh, I've just learned how we can really tricksily kill them. Ha! Yes! Oh, Khazad-dûm, you're going to die so unceremoniously. Captain Gurin has 3 units of Dwarven trash. And High Lord Balin the Just stands with just some Sons of the Fallen and himself. And when Khazad-dûm falls, they will of course go Horde. But most of their current existing armies will bugger off somewhere else. I weakened the Khazad-dûm Horde in the next version. I lowered the number of units that they get when they go Horde. And I believe I took a couple of units off as well, if memory serves. We're not going to get the weather we want, are we? Gamble. No. Welcome to the hills outside of Moria. And welcome to our elite roster. We're obviously going to be throwing arrows at them, so let's line all of our finest up. That's the only archer units that we've brought. Oh dear. But there's our Elbereth archers.
Ready your bows.
Elite Lothlórien archers standing proud. March Wardens. Not being governed by Haldir this time.
Ready.
Oh, they sound like Legolas.
Be ready.
We offer bows.
Lothlórien archers, more March Wardens, more archers, and of course Celeborn. We aren't able to train the Berioi and Goliath straight away. They have to replenish, which is a load of garbage. We have got 2 units of scouts. And we've got, obviously, 3 units of Yavanna's Chosen. Halberdiers, I believe they are. There's Sentinels of Karen Amroth, who look like Yavanna's Chosen.
We bring swords from Lothlórien.
They're just damned fine swordmen, really. Look at those stats. Incredible. And, of course, 2 units of Elbereth, along with some cavalry and an incredibly good survivor of our initial campaigns, a unit of Gurthinen. But it's archers that we are predominantly going to use here as we shoot these buggers.
The enemy are bringing in reinforcements.
Ideally, I want them to group all their reinforcements together, go and choose the hill that they want to die on, and then we can move up and finish them off. So if we turn you all off of for firing at will at the moment, move yourselves up there. Every arrow we've got, take those with you. In terms of units, if they come into melee, I think I'd take the Chosen. So bring those with you too. Can't help but notice that you're not moving. There we are. Run, run, run. You run, you run. All the rest of you become one group. And just, I don't know, come stand up there. You might as well. Right, the enemy is taking up position quite nicely for us all the way over there. And they've given us a nice little hill because they're idiots. Thank you kindly, friends. Thank you kindly. Right, we're in position. The enemy is all grouped up together. Get our archers onto any kind of hill that we can. Stand those guys ready behind them. You guys can stand where you like. You don't really matter as much. And then all missile units fire at will. And away we go. So it begins. Dwarven labourers getting slaughtered in that volley. They've just lost almost a third of their battalion. But it's the Sons of the Fallen that really need to die. They do have their own archers. I'm not as concerned for them. The Sons of the Fallen won't... Well, I was about to say they won't die very easily, but they've lost a few already. Right, you archers take out those Dwarven Travellers. I'm not too worried about the Labourers. Well, the Fallen are going down. Which is interesting, because they have very high armour, and they have shields. It's nice when they intermingle with the volunteers as well, and our arrows get 2 for 1. Got a unit of 9 up there. 973, 773. So they get 2 extra melee attack at full experience. They also get more morale, but morale, unfortunately, for whatever reason, the game developers never felt like morale should feature on the unit cards, so you just never know what the morale is. Which isn't helpful at all. They also don't really provide any information as to the scale of morale, so most of the units in DaC start off with morale stats around 10, and it goes up to about 30. But we don't know if...
They have lost half their men.
I've certainly never looked into it. I'm sure the answer's out there somewhere, but I don't know if it can go up to like 200, for example. So all of our units got terrible morale, and we're completely nerfing them for no reason. We just don't know. Right, Celeborn. Barlin's Guard could do with getting shot now, please. Elbreth Sentinels, you go for the same. Are we getting shot by those Dwarven Travellers, are you? There's hardly any of them. Right, you guys come over here and get ready. Oh, it's only on the campaign map that they sound like Southrons. Oh, that's good. They are female, I should say. They don't just... they sound like women on purpose. For any that might be wondering. Horse archers, lead the enemy away. Barlin's losing some of his guard. The enemy is really wigging out here.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Oh, Balin's Guard takes a right pounding before they actually lose anyone, though, don't they? Dwarven Travellers are down to 11. I think you should stop firing at the Dwarven Travellers. Go for the Sons of the Fallen. Balin's Guard. Sons of the Fallen. Balin's Guard. Get them into position. You guys, one of you go over there. One of you stay here. Get ready. He's going to use you shortly. We need to get it above it. Well, I don't know. Balin absolutely needs to die, otherwise we won't get proper victory. We've still got arrows left. They've completely let us use all of our archers. Balin's Guard is not taking losses, is it?
Our men have slain the enemy general. Without him, his troops will lose their will to fight.
Not Balin. I was going to say.
The battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
Alright, run those out. Run away, run away. You're shooting them. You're shooting them. You're shooting them, and you're shooting them. Did any of those Dwarven Travellers survive? 5. We've got Khazad volunteers over there as well. Pull that cavalry unit down. Khazad volunteers just totally rode out that charge, didn't they?
If we continue
Pull away,
like
pull
this,
away.
we will smash the enemy.
We haven't lost a single one of them, I don't think, yet. Both of their charges have been completely successful. There we are, turn of face, turn of face. Just as our Lothlórien Lancers hit in the back, who will be able to do some damage. Still got archers firing.
Behold how our cowardly foe runs. It's time to press the attack.
Now is the time. They're running away, so it's just Balin left. We've got a couple of units point blanking him. But he's going to be so powerful. Run those away. How many are left? Which one is Balin as well? That's the good question. Where are you, short friend? Aha! Is that Balin? No, that just looks like one of the guard. I'm sure he wears red. Ah, yes, there he is. Ah, well, this is over. It's just a case of speeding it up and seeing it through. I think Balin may be the only one left. Oh, and his banner carrier. Oh no, just a normal fighter. Now Balin is the only one left. Kill this fool! He's making his way around the around the army though, isn't he? Someone end him. Any danger? Good God, he has a lot of hit points. Gonna need just the rest of the time to kill Balin.
Enemy general. This is
And down he
victory.
goes. 8! Ah, Lord Celeborn the Unstoppable, you truly are. He won a lot of battles, that's why he's called that. I used him extensively, given that he auto-resolved so favourably against Dol Guldur. It may come as no surprise to you that in these 22-turn rushing of Dol Guldur, I auto-resolved as many battles as humanly possible. It's taken quite a few hours to get to this point, actually, as well, so I'm quite pleased that I did do this. This recording marks the entrance into the 5th hour of my playing this since the last episode. So that would have been 4, 8, 9 more episodes. This would be the 9th episode from the last one. And I'm only just at the point where I'm fighting other nations. Right, now the game is going to have a bit of a bad time with this. I'm tempted to save it, actually. Let's call it Balin. Because when I take this town, it's going to then calculate their horde. Oh, that was very quick. Oh, computer, you are so good to me.
I'd welcome a trial by arms to end this feud.
Khazad-dûm East is ours. And we're going to call it Elven Moria. Because why not? We wouldn't give it a stupid Khazad-dûm name. Anything we can't use? I don't think so. We share a lot of things with the dwarves. No, yeah, we can use everything. Get another diplomat here from the Chamber of Marzabul. Bridge of Khazad-dûm. Doesn't give any bonuses to anyone other than the dwarves. Now, this is where Khazad-dûm obviously has just gone to. And they got quite a lot of units.
Rip off your head and spit down your neck.
And I have a real fear now that they're going to come for Karas Galathon or something like that. Unfortunately as well, something the game creators never really, I feel, thought through properly is that a Horde faction can go Horde as many times as they like. There is literally no limit to the amount of times they can go Horde. So Moria, well, Khazad-dûm, we could defeat them 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times and they will still always come back as Horde. And so that's something you've got to watch out for. Taking Khazad-dûm, of course, just boosted our finances, which is good with the introduction of bloody Mordor. Now, Orofin, time to prove your worth.
Elven warriors.
Onward. Come, my brothers.
We're going to skip out Forodrine, like the game just told us to, and go straight for Zag-Kala. Haldir is going to head south, so you don't want any of his troops. Although Ostingard does not need 2 units.
Elves. Swiftly.
Be vigilant.
Come on. Elven
So
warriors.
let's just move some people around up there. Celebornos doesn't like us. Those ones are the only ones that are actually ready.
Yes.
Alright, take those to Dornorhack. You go to Dorthalu, go and sit in the middle. Or actually just hover around here and see if you can't mop up some of... if Mordor come with 1 or 2 dribs or drabs, things like that.
Elves.
Let's get Haldir down there and out of the capital. Oh, until we've even got the garrison quarters here. Like, that's why these units are not free upkeep and not retraining. Oh, you can get more March Wardens. Can't get more elves yet, though. You'll get more in a moment in the marksman's range. Oh, well, that was a fun battle against Khazad-dûm. I'm terrified of what their army's going to do now, though, in retribution.
Follow me.
Orofin's going, as I say, to Zag-Kala. Captain Thandraug will just follow as and when he can. Karas Galathon is building their ships. We've got a lot more money, actually, so throw more units in there, please. Lim, I know that you can train. Just throw units at the problem. End the turn! I'm really disappointed Mordor attacked us. They were so happy to take peace. I went to them and I offered a ceasefire, and it was very generous offering them a ceasefire. Now, I would absolutely love to ally with Dorwinion, to be honest. But they're allied to Erebor, and we might well be attacking Erebor. So, unfortunately, Dorwinion, we're going to have to stay enemies. Or stay neutral. Oh, Erebor's just taken a region. Dale have just lost another region. Dale are getting beaten soundly. Which is a shame. I don't think... Well, actually, from my knowledge of the files, I know that there's a hidden resource. Now, every region has hidden resources. And what these are... I don't know why it calls them hidden resources. I think it's because in the campaign map you never see them. So they are technically hidden. Oh, the Ard'anheim just took Mithlond. Moria wanes, yes it does. And these hidden resources just allow you to... give certain traits to regions. So, for example, whether a region is grassland, mountains, forest, or desert, that's all described in the hidden resources. And they're all listed in a file that quite literally just lists every region in the game, and then has all of the hidden resources to all of those regions. And one of the hidden resources is Horde Target. And if a region has that, then the Horde nations will aim for those regions when they go Horde. And so, learning that, I learned that one of the reasons why if Khazad-dûm is taken from Khazad-dûm and they can't reclaim it after repeated attempts, one of the places that in 2.2 they actually then look to try and take, interestingly, is the capital of Dunland. And I've recently... Sorry, I've been there. I went to Calibornos. I'm not paying attention. For the next version, I actually went through the file and I set the Horde targets to be a bit more... to be better settlements than the crappy Dunland Hill settlements. And Osterethil was quite high on their target list as well. I didn't really understand that. But so they're better targets now. 5,398 gold coins from Elven Moria. However, the dwarves present, I think, perhaps a bigger threat. And so we're going to have to damn well turn around. Aren't we? Yeah. Which means Mordor... Not Mordor. Which means Moria are going to attack Elven Moria. Or the Misty Mountains, sorry. And we're not going to be able to do anything about it.
Over here, elves! Back to the encampment.
Like the wind.
Stand atop that, as close to that hill as you can get, so that we're at least on that nice steep hill when they attack us. And just kind of stand there and wait. Oh, take that archer unit with you. I thought that was a sword unit. That was poor form on my part.
Sire.
My lord?
They're all moving off.
For the light.
Oh, there you are. You've made it back to Roscabel. Nice and nice. A spare unit in the north there as well, actually. Oh, they stopped their siege. Because they're grouping up the sly buggers.
By the light of Elmer, come, my brothers.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. Rakaradiron.
Elves, we must give up the road.
Rakaradiron, you're going to Harthur and we're going to have two generals in the same city. I'm sorry, it's breaking a house rule to some extent, but we've already agreed we don't want to fight Mordor, and so the house rules are sort of waived when faced with Mordor. The plan is actually going to be to pool all of our resources and take the Black Gate and hold there, and then give a big middle finger to Mordor and tell them to just bugger off. Go back and fight Gondor, you bloody buggers. End the turn and see what happens. Now, this is not going to interest anyone, but I'm actually recording this video last Thursday. So if in my head I've got everything, all of my pieces lined up, I think this video is going live on a Wednesday, but it was recorded last Thursday. Oh goodness, Shag Bug, you've got a lot of forces. Go, oh no, go the other way, go the other way. That was a huge army. Haldir is not going to be able to hold that off in Dor Norhak. Ah, well, the campaign is going so well somewhere else, and yet Mordor is going so poorly. I'll tell you what I'll do, actually. Some of you will be annoyed that I skipped out the Dol Guldur fight anyway, but I doubt many of you will. But I'll pop up a little poll, and I'll ask you, Would you like me to just surrender Mordor's regions and defeat them using the console? So basically just remove Mordor as a faction. All of their provinces will go rebel, and they will be up for grabs by anyone who wants them. Which will be mostly Harad, I think. And we'll probably just replace Mordor with Harad. But I'd happily fight Harad as Lothlórien, because that's different. That's the point of this campaign, is we're trying to fight people that are different. Which is why fighting the Misty Mountains is a bit of a pain. But the Misty Mountains are basically defeated. I'm not worried about that. I think it'll only be a few turns against them tops, methinks. Oh, Khazad-dûm didn't come for us, and the Misty Mountains just totally drained their town. Well, yes please, I'll move in and take that. How are our garrisons here doing? Because if we can, I want people on that bridge over there. We need a good general. Oh, we need a general. Who's not being used? The gentleman in Enethau. Valpambarian, come home. You are called to defend our homeland. Get back there and get back there sharpish. Mordor moving back in on Harthur. It's definitely about to be attacked again. Our armies are never going to reach it. And as I say, our army there is tiny. Dor Norhak does not have the strength to hold off the forces that are coming against it. And they're standing on our watchtower as well, the scum! Ah, Dor Lingvar. How much money are we making? 4,900, I mean, come on. If I were to take away your garrison, will you hate me? Oh no, only slightly. Get them south. Burst south this. Can you train anything? No, you can't. Logarth, you can get archers. How much do you hate me if I take the Girthinen out? Oh, you really hate me. How much though? 60%. No guarantee they'll train though. I'm going to have to run that risk. We need more troops here.
Conceal our movements.
Oh, Rawberg has 2 units. What a waste.
Come on! Conceal our movements.
Celebornos has 2 units. That's a waste. Get them all down here to Haldir now. The threat to our forces and our borders is very real indeed. We must sacrifice troops in the north for the borders in the south. But that is actually going to be where I'm going to end this episode. So I do hope I hope you approve of my jumping forward 20 turns without you seeing idea. And I would very much welcome your vote. Simple question: should I destroy Mordor using the console? Well, excuse me, sorry. Simple yes or no will suffice. There'll be a poll. And it's up to you. So, I mean, if the answer is yes, then all of these unit movements are a bit irrelevant and we'll have to send them all back. If the answer is no, then they all need to get down there sharpish because we've got problems coming on. Just to give you an idea so that you can make a fully informed decision, Mordor are still holding on to Enmahath, but they have pushed Dorwinion out of that region. And in the south, with Gondor, they are not really trying to fight them at all. Gondor, however, did lose the fight at Onodrith, which is interesting. But no, Mordor's full might, unfortunately, is being thrown against Dorwinion and apparently me, which is a bit of a shame. So let me know what you want, and I can surrender their regions, which will be relatively interesting, because Rune will then try and mop up some of these regions, because they're at war with Mordor. Dorwinion will try and get some. Gondor, I think, will instantly expand back across the river, which will be interesting, though, because that will bring them against Harad. And Harad, at the moment, have no enemies. And Harad will sweep upon Gondor like a terrible storm. So, I mean, if Mordor go, Gondor aren't just suddenly going to win or anything. Harad will take Mordor's place. But obviously, Harad don't really have any bones to pick with us, so they might leave us alone. And we won't have to worry with all of this nonsense. Personally, my vote is firmly going in the destroy Mordor with the console so that we can focus on attacking the Thranduil, and Erebor, who I want to fight against. We have to just quickly cut the head off the snake of the Misty Mountains and watch them utterly destroy themselves when they lose Khazad-dûm and Zag-Kala almost in the same turn, which is what is about to happen. It will not be long after that they fall if I take these powerful provinces away. So we won't have to fight them very much, but you will have to endure a few fights against them. But then we can take out the Anduin, sweep up and take on the elves, and then finally, hopefully, end the campaign with a successful conquest of Erebor. If need be as well, we've also got Dorwinion we can turn on. So there's plenty of options, which is why I implore you, vote yes, and destroy Mordor with the console. But until we speak again, dear friends, Navar na den Pedimad Melonin, and farewell.